Welcome to Kentucky Football Nation. Let's take a look at our Game 4 opponent, the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now, we're going to be coming off of a bye. We play these guys at Columbia on September 27th. We will have played 3 games, and then we get a bye, then we get these guys. If you haven't watched my Lenoris Sellers video that I just put out a couple days ago, breaking down film on Lenoris Sellers, you know, he's a really, really good quarterback, guys. I think they got him picked third. As I said in that video, they got him picked as the third best quarterback in the SEC. He's as good. That got Arch Manning picked number 1. As I said, what a stupid pick. The guy didn't even start at Texas and hadn't done anything. He may be the number 1 quarterback, but he has to prove it. And then, of course, the kid from LSU is second. But no, listen. Lenoris Sellers is as good as any quarterback in the SEC. So if he's not 1, he's tied for 1 in my book. Break down that film, and I saw when he takes off running, it looks like he's playing against high school players because he just runs over people. The thing that surprised me about South Carolina is their quarterback is the second or third best quarterback, but they're picked 10th to win the SEC, the league, and the championship. They got Auburn ahead of them. They got Oklahoma ahead of them. How does that happen? They are 27-1 on FanDuel right now to win the SEC. They're my dark horse to win it, guys. If you're a South Carolina fan, go bet that right now. I would probably bet over. I think it's 8. Is it 8.5 wins or 7.5? I might bet that because you were 8-3. Yeah, you were 9-3, and then you lost the bowl game. Who cares? 9-4, but you're 9-3. So if it's 8-4, I'd bet that. I may bet that myself. But like I said, it's strange that you think their quarterback is great, and then you got people like Auburn and Oklahoma ahead of them to win the league. Doesn't make any sense. But anyway, let's talk about the game last year, guys, because they just kicked our ass. And then when if you go back and watch the video I just did on Lenoris Sellers, I turned the game off. It got that bad. Very rarely do I turn the game off, and I'm like, I'm not watching this. Our offensive line got blamed for bad play, but boy, if you look at our defense, good Lord, we had people blown coverages wide open, so it was a total effort. They kicked our ass. We lost either 31 or 38-6. I forgot which one. Doesn't matter. 31-38. They had 5 sacks, 2 interceptions. 1 was a pick 6. They had 11 tackles for loss. So they just dominated us. Total yards. Now, they only had 252 total yards, which is pretty good. We only had 183, which is awful. Passing, they had 173, which is good. We held these guys. If you look at the numbers, the yardage, you're like, well, this should have been a close game, but it wasn't. So, yeah, they had 173 passing. We had 44 yards passing. So, yeah, they were in our quarterback's face the whole time. So, rushing, they only had 79 yards rushing. And a lot of that was Sellers. So, and we had 139 yards rushing. So, man, once again, you look at the numbers, then yards per play, then you find out they averaged 5 yards a play. We averaged 2.9. First downs, they had 13 first downs. That's pretty good. We had 13 first downs. Third downs, they were 3 for 14. We were 3 for 10. Time of possession, we beat them 32 minutes to 28 minutes or whatever. So you look at the numbers and you go, man, well, the reason is they had big plays. Like I said, 2 touchdowns guys weren't even covered. I mean, blown coverages. I don't know what happened there on the back end, but that was awful. So it was just a complete meltdown. We lost. So let's take a look at last year at their team totals before we talk about the upcoming game this year. In total offense, they were 16th. They averaged 316 yards per game, 4.48 yards per play. They averaged 30 points a game. 223 yards passing, 8.5 yards per attempt, and they averaged 184 yards rushing, 4.4 yards per play. A lot of that was Lenoris Sellers. So yeah, I mean they're evenly balanced here. 223 passing, 184 rushing. So anyway, yeah, their offense. If Sellers becomes a better passer, look out. I mean, they're a dark horse. They're my dark horse to win the league. If you want to pick a dark horse to be, everybody's got Texas. I know Arch Manning's going to be the next coming of Peyton Manning, and I got it. Let's see about that. Total defense, they were 13th once again. They have Western Kentucky's guy, I can't think of his name, formerly from Western Kentucky, and they've kicked our ass 4 years in a row. Last year they were 13th in total defense. They gave up 204 yards passing and 112 rushing, 3.2 yards per rush, 316 yards per game. Not bad. So, I mean, you got the 16th offense and the 13th defense. That's why you're 9-4. Lenore Sellers, of course. I mean, he runs over people. When he takes off running, if you watch that video I just posted, there's a guy riding him like a horse. It looks like a high school player. He's just dragging this dude down the field. You'll see it. It was a Clemson player. I mean, man, hard to stop that guy. Their offensive line is highly ranked, and they have a lot of depth with their backup players. So there you go. They have a guy named Rashul Fajan, which is a running back. They're saying he could lead the SEC in rushing. However, right now he is ineligible because he played junior college and he's trying to get an extra year. So this is like I can't remember, basketball player that we tried to get an extra year out of. It's the Diego Pavia rule where you played in junior college and will they give you an extra year or not? So sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So as a Kentucky fan, I hope he doesn't get eligible. But if he does and he's that good of a running back, look out. Now I said this in the Sellers video. They ran on 60% of their offensive plays. And a lot of it was the receivers. If the receivers are covered, he's going to take off running. Good luck when he gets into the secondary tackling him. If you're a defensive back or a safety, good luck. Their defense is a concern because they are replacing key players. Oh, Vegas has them over under at 7.5 games, saying they're not going to win 8 games. Okay, I'm going to bet that myself. Go bet that right now. We'll go over their schedule. Now, they have an important 3-game stretch. Their games 3 through 5 are Vandy, at Missouri, and Kentucky. They got to win those games. Like those 3 games, they need 3 wins. Because then they go at LSU, Alabama, at Ole Miss, at Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Clemson. And they had 3 non-conference cupcakes in there. But, yeah, that stretch right there, games 3 through 5 of Vandy, Missouri, and Kentucky, they're going to want to get them. They'll probably get all 3, to be honest with you. They'll probably get all 3 of those. I know the Missouri game was close last year, but look, guys, unless their defense is just awful, and it says their defense, this must be why they're 7.5, games. The over-under is 7.5 because their defense is a concern. And I don't know what key players they're replacing. If you're a South Carolina fan, fill me in on what the deal is with their defense. Because, they kicked our butt last year. We got to be ready for them. We got to do better than that. I mean, not only our offensive line, our defense. I mean, man, you're so worried about him running that if you come up to get him, he sort of does the Randall Cunningham thing where if nobody's open, he'll take off running, and if he sees somebody open, he'll throw it. If not, he's going to take off running. Except he's far bigger than Randall Cunningham. So yeah, last year, their wins, they blew us out, they blew Oklahoma out, they blew out Texas A&M, they blew out Vanderbilt, and they had a close game against Missouri. That was their SEC wins. And their SEC losses, Ole Miss 27-3. Man, if you're a South Carolina fan, how did Ole Miss hold these guys to 3 points? I don't know. Close game, they lost to Alabama 27-25. Close game, they lost to LSU 36-33. And they could have easily won those 2 games. So I don't know why Vegas must know something that we don't. So they're non-conference games this year, so they'll play the same exact schedule again. They'll play Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, Missouri. Their non-conference games this year are Virginia Tech, South Carolina State, Coastal Carolina, Clemson at home. Man, I mean, I see 8 wins in there. But let's get back to our game. We have to limit their offense. I mean, like I said, numbers last year, they didn't run for a lot of yards. They didn't pass for a lot of yards. We just played so poorly on offense and couldn't score. And plus, our defense just gave up some really stupid touchdowns on blown plays. We got to eliminate that. We got to stay with these guys and make it close. But Sellers is a handful. As I said, I think you start naming the best quarterbacks in the SEC. There's nobody better than he is. I mean, come on. But anyway, that's my game 4 preview. Will we win this game? Look, guys, it's going to be hard beating these guys in Columbia. I mean, if it was in Lexington and we came off of a blowout, okay, but there was a time there where we were beating them 4 or 5 games in a row where they flipped it around. Shane Beamer was kicking our ass every year. So, hey, Brad White, Bush Hamden, Mark Stoops, you got to do something because these guys are good. So I would not pick us to win this game. Of course, I know we won't be a favorite in Vegas, but you never know. Hey, listen, Calzada, we don't know. He's X factor. We don't know about him. There's a lot of things we don't know about our team. So if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, guys, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the first game on August 30th. Also, if you're new to the channel, there's a shorts portion of my channel where we do videos on Kentucky football and basketball players from the past. So coming up next, we'll preview game 5, which I think is Georgia Bulldogs, and they have a new quarterback, Gunnar Stockton. So I will do a film session, kind of short one. We'll just do the Notre Dame game on Gunnar Stockton. Not impressed with him, but we'll see. Once again, thanks for watching.